me, Renee. I'm back, and today I have a book gush or book review for you guys. I'm not sure. Usually, I end up doing non-spoiler reviews. Maybe I'm gonna do a bit spoilers, but again, it's a romance book. I feel like can I do spoilers for romance books because I feel like fantasy books often have plot points that you shouldn't talk about or that you can spoil, but romance books, it's people meet, they argue, and they get together. It's not really that twisty. Though, yeah, it depends on the book. But as well, also, you have romantic books. But yeah. Anywho, I'll just kind of figure out as I go if I'll do spoilers or not. And then I'll just write it. Write it in the video. So yeah, earlier this week I devoured a role playing by Cathy Yardley. I started last week because of Amazing Uniform. I started last Sunday actually, exactly a week ago. But like it was at the tail end of Amazing Uniform, so I was kind of a bit reading tired. You reading tired? What? Yeah, you can become reading tired sometimes. So I picked it up. I didn't really read that much last Sunday. I mainly ended up watching TV and other stuff. But then I picked it up again on when was it? Yeah, on Tuesday. Yeah, I have the break on Monday as well. But yeah, picked up on Tuesday and finished it on let's say Sunday on Wednesday. And yeah, I love this book so much. It's so amazing. Okay, so in case you don't know what this book is all about, it's two people who get together. Oh well, it's a romance, so of course. Well, could be poly romance, but yeah. You have Maggie, who's 49. She's a single mom. Her son has just left for college, and she has a bad a marriage in her past. And she works from home, so and she's also introvert, so she doesn't really have a lot of social circles. She has some friends, but not a lot. And honestly, she's kind of happy with that. But yeah, she's kind of a hermit in a way. And then there's Aiden, who's 50. So yeah, he's 2 years older than her. Yeah, sorry, 1 year older. Yeah, 1 year older. Numbers. He he's a nurse. He lives with his well, sorry, he lives close to his mom because his mom is getting older and he kind of wants to help her out. But his mom is a bit stubborn. She doesn't really want to admit that she's old and needs help. So that's kind of the basis of the story. They meet early on through uh, like a D&D-ish type of game. So I kind of very much thought it was fun to like see all the people being into role-playing games because at least to me that's kind of very much something I associate with people in their teens and 20s. But of course, people in all ages can do it. And like D&D, I think is like 50 years old, 40 years old. So like it could have been doing it for a long time. So yeah, both of these characters are introverts, and none of them are really ashamed of it. Just kind of happily introverts. And also Maggie, like Aiden, he's a bit like he knows what he likes and doesn't like, but he's kind of ashamed and kind of doesn't really like he tries to fit in and whatnot. Maggie, if someone says you shouldn't do this, she just goes like saying like, why should I not do it? What? Because you don't want me to do it? I don't care what you think. She's just very much like my way or the highway, not like in a mean way, like a direct way. She's not taking any BS, and I just love that. She's just a great character in that way. And like Aiden, he's more like he thinks about saying to people like you shouldn't do that, but he's more like he thinks about it in his head. He doesn't really. He's not that much of let's say aggressive. He's not that much of a oh again words. He's not that much an active. He doesn't really sort of say what he thinks, even though he has thoughts. But Maggie is like, yeah, if she doesn't like something, you will know it. And yeah, I love Maggie as a character. She's a great character. Aiden, he's demi and bisexual. He knows he's bisexual, but he doesn't really know that demi is a thing. But Maggie tells him about demisexuality being a thing, and so he discovers throughout the book, and kind of yes, I am demi bi, and that's my life, my story. Some people in his life are kind of like thinking like bi, that's not real, and there's kind of this big storyline around his sexuality, which God, some people are just idiots. People are kind of wanting him to like pretend to be straight, which are also like, why in today's age and world? It's just so weird. I mean, yeah, they came to like they don't want it to be talk, but I'm like, what? This guy is happy being himself, and you want him to be someone else to like not there be talk. Why? I don't understand it. I mean, sometimes you hear people say like they don't kind of they're not against gay people. They kind of want the kid to stay in the closet because they don't want the kid to be bullied. But I'm like, yeah, but shouldn't you? I would say, shouldn't you want your kid to be themselves and then tell the world not to be bullies instead of making your kid stay in the closet? And also, I mean, if let's say that he wasn't gay, he could be bullied for having the wrong hair color, for having glasses. I mean, you can be bullied for a lot of things. If you're gonna go around the world trying not to get bullied or like trying to get accepted by everyone, honestly, that's not possible. There's always gonna be someone who has something against you. Even if it's just a small thing, it's also when someone has something against you. You can't live like that. And also like that's I mean that's one thing, and that's kind of when you talk about like parents of teens who are gay and queer, and that's another thing. But here, all the people in the story are adults. Aiden is 50, and still his mom wants him to be in the closet. It's just baffling why she's doing it the way that she. I mean, I suppose yes, he's Christian, but like still, you can be Christian and be queer, and yeah, it baffles me. But also, I just love this story, so like of these two characters coming together because, for most part, like early on in the book, okay, you know, I suppose spoiler again. It's a romance book. I'm just going to talk about the whole book. So yeah, um, but like early on in the story, there's this miscommunication on like they kind of they don't really communicate specifically, so they both think that the other person is like he thinks that she's like in her 80s because she talks about like yes I'm so old because they talk in online on a gaming platform and they don't really go into details and like yes I could be your mom, I could be your grandma because she finds this role playing group through a college medium. So like, okay, so college that's probably like 20-year-olds, 19-year-olds. So I could be your grandma. She goes on that saying, which I mean, she couldn't be a grandma to a 19-year-old. She could be a sorry, she could be a mom, not a grandma. But yeah, she talks about things like that. And then he doesn't really talk about his age, but he's in this group, so she kind of assumes he's also like 19, 20, 21. So they both kind of assume that each other have different ages, and then it turns out, oh no, we're the same age. But that is resolved very early on in the story, and after that, they're just kind of getting to know each other, and it's just a lovely romance story. And like most of the conflict is outside of them. It's not like any more miscommunication trope after that first one, and I just love that. It's just a nice story where nice story of two people getting to know each other and their lives. I mean, there's some conflict here and there, but mostly it's just a lovely story. So if you want a story that's not really conflict filled at all, with like cozy stakes and cozy vibes, check out this book. It's just I love it so much. Cathy definitely. Also, I'm gonna check out more books from. And according to her bio at the end here, at the back here, she has more geeky romance books. So yeah, take it up more by her because I loved this story. And no comments, no arguments, just everything about this so cool. Also, it was a bit of side note, but yeah, I'm kind of going on a journey. That sounds so cliche, but yeah, I was supposed I'm a bit of a journey because I feel like maybe sorry, maybe I'm asexual myself because I suppose think maybe because like I read romance books with sex scenes and I don't mind the sex scenes, but I like sometimes I do skip them. I suppose that doesn't make me asexual, it just makes me not liking to read them all the time, maybe. But also like come closer. I haven't had sex, and I don't really mind that much. So I don't know if a virgin my age should be more into like having sex. And I'm like, maybe I'll say have sex, maybe I won't. So maybe I think I'm more dummy than something else. But at the same time, I kind of feel like the difference between dummy and just a person who hasn't met someone, because I just haven't really met anyone I would be interested in. I suppose I could have gone on more dating apps and whatnot, but I'm not really into the dating apps thingy really. So I suppose it's kind of a conundrum, like me loving romance books like these days and romance movies, but not really having a dating history. It's kind of contrast there, but yeah. Um. So yeah, I think I might be dummy. I might also just also like what's the difference between a dummy and like a hermit? Because I haven't been on game dates and found like people. So like I suppose you could be dummy and haven't have gone on dates and then just haven't felt a connection. But you could also be a hermit who's because yeah, I don't know. If you have if you have thoughts, ideas concerning this, I suppose it's probably easiest for myself to discover what I am myself. But if you dummy yourself and if you have any ideas, please tell me in the comments. But yeah, Cathy Yardley, role playing by Cathy Yardley. I love it so much. A 5 million star reads. It's just amazing read. Yeah, new favorite book. Highly recommend it. And yeah, and that has been this book talk for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and bye.